Camera 1, camera 2, and soon camera 3.
Jeez.
Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of the Bull City Pioneers podcast. Tuning in your two favorite Latinos. My name is Hector.
My name is Luis.
Today we have a very special guest.
The
What's going on?
The only Wayko World.
They call me Wayko.
Also known as our indirect/direct sponsor. This video is brought to you by Wayko Enterprises. Thank you very much, Wayko.
You said you was going
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Thank you for attending this podcast episode. And thank you again also for providing this
Of course.
location for us.
Yeah.
I said this is his location, but yeah, go ahead.
Always try to help out when I can. Definitely always love the show, love being on the show. I'm really only here for announcement that I'm going to head out. So it's kind of a good news, bad news deal.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just slice right through it. You guys ready?
okay.
No
I got
filter.
Okay. Bad news, Wayko World is no longer a clothing brand.
you. Whoa!
Officially shutting it down. You won't be able to do this anymore. Yeah, that's the bad news
That
part.
means you have to get your shirts because it's a no more after this.
So-
Limited edition.
I have my stock now. If you want shirts, you can always go to the website and get them. That's cool. I'm gonna keep it up for forever because Wayko World is now a game developing company.
Oh,
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm gonna develop video games.
that's awesome.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah. So I've talked about it on the season
Wow.
podcast.
Whoa! Wait. So
So
you tell me
it's
that you know how to
Right.
code?
Kind of.
Kind of.
I've been coding for a week now.
Okay.
And when I say that, it's literally just the basics. Like I don't,
Uh-huh.
all the extreme stuff I don't know how to do yet, but it is within grasp because I can
Uh-huh.
see myself doing it in the future.
Gotcha.
So I think this move makes sense because I've been playing video games my whole life.
Yeah.
I love playing video games. And it's kind of like the direction I think I was going in. For like a month, I put Wayko World on the side so I could focus on like my family and stuff. And during that time, I was able to realize what I might want to do for the rest of my life.
Well, you guys, I'm gonna say one thing. What you're about to see on camera is networking. Wake up.
Mhm.
You're opening up like you're opening up a video game development establishment.
Right.
I
Uh-oh, what's happening?
am a software development student.
Stop playing. What?
I love coding. First of all,
You love it.
I love it.
Never heard that one before.
I've coded myself. I've ran multiple programs by now.
Get out of here.
Multiple programs. If you want to work, I'd love to work.
Let's do it.
Yo,
So I'm gonna throw
that
something
is
else
so
in there
crazy.
for
How the
you.
universe works?
Yo, that is how the universe works. That is crazy.
It
It's
works
so crazy.
even better because the reason I wanted to say this on you guys' podcast
Okay.
is because the first game I want to make is called the Season Podcast, The Game. And everybody who has been on our podcast is going to be in the game.
And that's
Whoa.
cool.
And you guys have a special role in the game.
Holy
Oh!
shit. Yo! I'm fucking excited, bro.
I'm not going to talk about it on camera.
That's totally fine. That
But
is
off
totally
camera, I'll
fine.
tell you what your role is.
Okay,
alright?
okay, I'm down.
Yo, the fact that we're gonna be in a video.
Yo,
Right.
that is fucking.
Are
I'm
you-
hoping to release it in a year. So
Okay.
That is not
2020.
dope, dude.
yeah, we'll
That
see.
is-
All power to you, man.
It all determines on how good I get at coding because that
Okay.
thing it's a whole nother language.
It
straight
is a
up.
whole other language.
Yeah.
It's like when you're speaking about coding, it's like you sound like a robot, but it's just because it's literally a different language is what I'm trying to say.
It's the language of a computer. Like
Yeah.
it understands it, you understand it. But anybody else looking on would be like,
What the
are you
fuck is
typing?
this?
Like yeah,
Like, it looks like you just literally type. You found a keyboard and you started tapping randomly.
Like why is there a semicolon
Yeah.
there? Like
Yeah.
come on.
But
yeah,
that
You're
is
always
awesome.
like designing and drawing characters. And
right.
shit.
And that's what led me to it because I wanted like, why am I still playing these video games and not making them? When I know how to do the design for the characters and stuff. I have people who do voice work and music. I'm putting a lot of friends' music in this video game.
That's
Okay.
sad.
Straight
I'm
up.
fucking.
Durham is gonna be on the map in this video game.
Yo, that is fucking.
Dude.
That's dope because what video game do you guys know that have Durham artists on them?
Dude.
That is fucking crazy.
Here's the cooler
You're
part. So it cost me like $200 to get the program to actually build it, but because of that purchase, I can put it on Xbox, and in the future, hopefully, like Nintendo's the one I want to be on. Nintendo's my like go-to, but I'll definitely be on Xbox next year, and people will actually physically be able to buy it.
But the real question is PS or Xbox.
I mean, he just
Xbox.
said
Xbox. In general, I got what you're
Which one do you
saying.
prefer though? Like,
I've always been Xbox.
Are you, okay, Team Xbox. Okay.
I don't mind playing. I had the original PlayStation,
Okay.
but I haven't had one since then. But
That is fucking.
Yeah.
Yo, that is crazy. Yo, from now to when it gets released, we need to promo the fuck out of it. We need to promo the fuck on Bull City Pioneers. Every platform you have, every platform that we have, it's just like we're making something for the Bull City, in the Bull City. How I said, it's crazy. It's just crazy how this works. You know how I said. I didn't see this shit coming. He didn't know that I was,
a surprise. Like, he didn't tell us before coming in.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we just, he just told us for the first time. I didn't know he was about to do that. He didn't know that I know how to write software.
Right, yeah.
And, code. That is fucking
So there's about, I want to say 12 guests that we've had on the show so far that are going to be in the game. You guys know. Lake House knows, Duce knows, and I still have a ton of other people to tell. But
dude, the voice work is gonna be great.
I know that's my favorite part.
I'm excited
That's
to do
gonna
that.
be fun. That's gonna be mad.
When I tell you guys your scene, it's gonna blow your mind.
Okay,
it's gonna
I'm down.
Yo, I'm so excited.
But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and head out of here. Make sure you tune into the Season of Podcast and learn more. I'll be like talking about how my process is going with learning the code in the video game. And you can go to the Seasoning Podcast on Instagram. You can find us on, I guess, pretty much iTunes, like anywhere you listen to podcasts. We're on Spotify, all that good stuff. And definitely go to WaykoWorld.com because I'll be posting stuff on there too. And follow me as I take my journey on Instagram through learning the code and whatnot.
And you said about a year. Would you say between a year and a half, or like a year?
So it's not going to be a huge game. I want it to be a good quality game, but I do want to see if I can do it in a year. If not, then within that year, hopefully, then it'll come to fruition. But I'm gonna work hard on it. Yeah.
Would you probably put it on mobile devices, like for iOS?
I thought about doing it for mobile first,
Okay.
but I think my direction isn't. Because I really want it to be like a sit down and play, like console. If you know what an RPG is, it's gonna be an RPG.
Oh shit!
So yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
It's gonna be
total
fun.
shock.
Yeah.
Literally, I am total.
You don't play video games. You can play video games now.
If you want to do a playthrough of the game when it comes out,
that would be
amazing.
We have to.
Like an episode where we stream it, like we can all be here or whatever.
We literally.
Man, you bring ideas.
Like, yo, we have, like, there's no other option. Like, we have to. Like, we owe that to you. To be honest, we owe it to you. Yo, I'm down. I'm so fucking excited, bro.
I think the title that I'm working on right now is the Seasoning Podcast, a video game, A Breath of New Hope.
Hey, I'm down. Yeah. I'm down.
It's just this long title. It makes no fucking sense. But like, just to throw it out there. I don't want to talk about it anymore. That's it. That's all you guys get. Stay tuned. Thank you to the Bull City Pioneers. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, man. Holy shit.
And I'll be back.
He will be back. He will be back.
Stay tuned.
And we're gonna mention him
first. You heard it here first.
Maybe you might have heard it on my podcast.
Okay.
That's fine. But
all right. I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sure.
Thank you. And I'll see you guys later.
And you guys heard it. You heard what was gonna happen. We know a lot about the behind the scenes, but we promise, Wayko, we're not gonna reveal it.
No.
I promise.
I'm still taking it in, bro.
Bro, I am amazed, appalled. I'm like,
using all them big words.
like, bro, like I am. It knocked me out of my chair, bro. Like,
it knocked me out of my socks.
Not literally, but kind of literally and kind of not literally. Cause I'm astounded. I'm astounded, bro. Like, dude, it's
You
crazy.
don't follow this guy, man.
Yeah, please.
He shows a lot of love to like anybody who does creative stuff. Go do that.
Like, honestly, bro, yes, I've had a bunch of like bad things happen to me lately, but like it's crazy how the universe works. It's just like I get back on my feet so fucking fast, and then I get good news. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, That shit's fucking crazy, dude. Like, damn. And it's crazy how he's trying to, he's building up a video game, and I know how to code.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning how to do, work in different, languages and stuff. But I know that we're gonna work for sure. So that's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be so amazing.
We're prepping for this week. Actually, I don't know if I told you about this event that was coming up this week. I don't know if you're gonna go or not. At the high, I always mess up the name. It's just the Hayti Heritage Center over at downtown. What?
Sounds so much like a white boy.
What are you talking about? The way I said center?
No, wait, say it again, say the whole name.
The Hayti Heritage Center.
The first time you said it, you sounded like kind of like a voice recording, like you see on a movie or something.
The Hayti Heritage
Yeah.
Center. No, but one of the bigger names in hip hop, and that stems from Durham, North Carolina. Most of you who listen to the podcast, who watch the podcast, probably know who he is.
Yeah.
Yamazawa is putting together this event over at the Hayti Heritage Center. So today is Monday, the day we're recording this, and the event is this coming Wednesday, 31st. And it's gonna be really cool because it's like a spoken word event. So it's not really like, music, people rapping and stuff. It's more so spoken word, and it's a lot of like these local hip hop creatives and artists coming together,
which is
just
awesome. I mean,
dope spoken word.
Why wouldn't you support people from your city? Especially when they're dope as hell, like
We went over this with Fest.
I have issues pronouncing people's names. I'm not trying to disrespect the man. Yeah. He creates awesome content. He has a beautiful soul. But I just have such a bad, time.
It's the accent.
It is the accent of trying to pronounce different names. But I'm pretty sure I'm going, bro. As of now, I am going.
Yeah. So take it.
Yeah, pre-sale,
right?
Pre-sale is like 15, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, pre-event. But
by the time this comes out, though,
it would have already happened.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about it in the next podcast. We're gonna talk about how the event went.
There's a lot of like people that we know there.
Yeah, a lot of people that we've had on the podcast.
Yeah. So if you've been watching or listening for a consistent amount of time, you'll probably like know some of the people on the lineup. It's really cool, man. Like if you were there and you're not listening to the podcast, I guess like I hope you had a great time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Dude, I'm still kind of like thinking about the announcement that Wayko brought. Like, shit, it's just like, bro, that's the man, bro. That's the man. Yeah.
Like you said, bro, like sometimes if you get into the week and bad shit happens to you, and you get that one good news and it just makes your day.
Yeah. Kind of like, okay, story time. I have a story time. So, I've been working in Charlotte for the past 2-3 weeks now. It was just a quick job. They just hired me to try to finish the project, and I'm back in Durham. I'm back in Durham, of course. And so basically, what was it, like Thursday? Thursday, I was driving home from Charlotte, right? Mm-hmm. And I have an average car. I have a Nissan. Kind of like background information. Nissans aren't bad cars, but when we're talking about their transmissions, they have shitty transmissions called CVT transmissions. Terrible transmissions, they don't last that long, but the car is good, just the transmission is shitty.
Yeah.
I have a Nissan Altima. Transmission is not good, I knew that the transmission was like not good. Like I know, like every time I shifted gears, it would kind of like
sputter.
Yes, not sputter, but kind of like sputter, kind of like, or it took a little bit for it to switch gears. So I knew that the transmission was going back a little bit. I was like, okay, whatever. But I was driving home from Charlotte, and then I get off on my exit. I'm not home yet. But as soon as I get off that exit, my transmission is just like, fuck you, man. I'm trying to go into retirement early. I was like, hold up, man. You can go into retirement after I get home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't gotten home. I got like what, 3 miles? I think it's like 2 miles, or no, something like that.
Like 2 miles left to get home.
1 or 2 miles before I get home, and I'm just like, bro, I know you want to go into retirement, so do I. But I need you to get me home, bro. I stop on the side of a residential street, try to see what's wrong. I thought something was in the tire, but nah, bro. I could tell that something was wrong with the transmission. And then I'm just like, the car is just shaking the fuck out, and I'm like, bro, I don't care if I get to the house driving 5 miles an hour. I'm just gonna get home. Like, I'm blessed to be able to get off the freeway before my transmission gives out.
Yeah, that's
because if my transmission would have messed up on the highway, bro, it would have been bad.
Yeah.
I could have gotten into a bad accident. I could have been killed. I could have gotten bad injuries.
We could have been one pioneer list.
He could have been one pioneer list.
You
said it right. Like, I could have had, it just could have went way worse. And so, I'm just like, fuck. So I get home, kind of going slow. For some reason, the transmission went kind of back on a little bit. I was going like 40 miles an hour. But that's like me stepping on gas all the way, which is terrible. So I get home, and then I have a long driveway, and so I literally just get on the driveway,
just leave it there.
and the transmission is just like, fuck you. I was like, fuck, man.
Dang.
So I literally, as soon as I got to my driveway, I had to push the car, all the way up to my house. And I was like,
and your driveway is like a little bit out of an incline, ain't it?
Yeah, it has a little incline, so I was just like,
fuck.
I don't know. Actually, I didn't even drive it I drove it halfway through my driveway, and then I just had to quit. I didn't even take my suitcase out. I just literally got out the car, closed the door, looked at my car, locked my car, walked to my house, got a drink, fell asleep, woke up the next day. Well, I woke up the next day, and I was like, fuck. I don't need that car, bro. So I went back. The car turned on, everything normal. I mean, of course, the transmission was messed up, but it was actually kind of driving. It was pulling like. I mean, I was flooring it, going 30 miles an hour, but I mean, it still drove. I didn't even have to push it. Actually, I had to push it to get it moving, but after that, I didn't have to move it or push it. But that was
no wonder too, because. Wasn't that day that I texted you and I was like, hey bro, you want to go downtown and like shoot some photos or something?
Shit.
And you had texted me and you were like, oh no, I just got back from Charlotte or whatever.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
you're probably tired. You didn't tell me nothing about that.
When I tell you, bro, I was pissed, but I was grateful at the same time, and I was like, I gotta tell him the story, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say it on the podcast so he has a more genuine response to it.
No, I would have not wanted to go out either, bro. I would have been pissed. I would have wanted just to stay home.
Yeah, because I was sweating my balls off.
That's funny.
So it was just like, I didn't have a car, but shit, I got home, bro. Like, bro, I mean, from Charlotte to Durham, it can be from a 2-hour to a 3-hour drive depending on traffic and other factors, of course. What side of Charlotte? Charlotte's big as hell, so it depends on what side of Charlotte you're on, how much traffic there is, how fast you're going. But the car could have left me in Greensboro, bro. Yeah. And see, if I'm in Greensboro, my dad would have probably came and picked me up, but it probably would have taken 7 hours because he's at work.
7 hours.
So it's like he got me home. That's all that matters. I got home. I mean, I have another car now. It's not new, it's used, but hey, I have a car.
I'm sorry if you keep seeing me fucking scratch my foot, man. My foot is
itchy as fuck.
You can't stop coughing on it.
No, it's the dust, bro. But also, we kind of have. So let's tell. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Let's tell them about the news that Wayko told us about the ranch. So we are in technically a storage unit as our. We use a storage unit as our studio. Well, technically a garage. Yeah, we use it as our studio, and it's Wayko's. How I said earlier. And basically, we've been trying to record before this, but the door for some reason wasn't working. Like we would put in the code, and it wasn't working. And so we've been trying. What? It's like 2 times in a row that it didn't work, 2 or 3. I think it was actually 3. And so we couldn't record. And then Wayko, he called up the facility management. He was like, hey, my door doesn't open, my yada, send an attendant. So an attendant, a lock attendant, comes and, working on the door, and then he opens the door, of course. And then he's like, yo, what are you guys doing here? And I think he said it was cool or something. Like, yeah. And I was like, and Wayko was like, oh, we record and stuff. And he's like, oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's awesome. I have a ranch if you guys ever want to record there. And I was like, a ranch?
Promo ideas. Mostly pioneers on horseback.
Yeah, I mean, you said it was. Yeah, 10 minutes away from here. I'm like, we can make something work. We can make something work for sure.
That'll be sick, bro.
My question is like, I was like, is he talking about like lending it to us to record on a daily basis, or like just for like one day? I have a lot of questions, of course, but I'm just like, dude,
that would be sick. Can you imagine like me shooting a promo of you on a fucking horse with like the sunset, and you got like a fake wig on with like super long hair?
Bruh, that is funny as fuck. That is funny as shit, man. I'd be down. We need to do that, but kind of keep your voice down because we can't let them know about it. I want to surprise people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I want to surprise people. And I know that
you could do plenty of stuff.
Yeah, right. You've had a couple, kind of like situations lately, haven't you? Like stuff happening where you kind of made realizations about life.
Not life, just about like how I just been work wise.
Okay.
I guess. So like at work, this past weekend, this was like recent. This was like Sunday.
Okay, so yesterday.
Yesterday. We're recording this on Monday. We have what's called an in-service at my job. And I lifeguard, if I haven't said that before on the podcast. And we have these things called in-services where we all the lifeguards come together, we review our skills and whatnot, and our supervisor gives us talks and stuff like that, critiques and stuff like that.
To be honest with you, bro, I've had this before. It's just mad boring.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, but
Especially when you keep doing the same thing in each one, but that's besides the point.
yeah.
So at this one, we had a very serious talk between the head lifeguards before the regular guards would come in for their portion of the meeting, I guess. And we were critiquing how each lifeguard felt like this person wasn't doing enough, or they felt that the regular guards weren't doing anything at all, and all this stuff. And then once the regular guards came in, the head lifeguards, which I'm part of, I'm the head lifeguard.
Yeah, of course.
We got sent over into the pool to review our skills and whatever, while the regular guards got their pep talk or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
And come to find out, at the end of it, towards the end, once everybody was gone and stuff, my supervisor came up to me, and they were a lot of the regular lifeguards felt like I didn't do anything. I don't do much at work and stuff. But it's I'm being dead honest with you. It's kind of true. I've been slacking a little bit at work, and because this has to do with like the projects that I'm working on. Because like sometimes I feel like I'm so invested in my stuff, and I feel like I always need to be doing something for photos, podcasts, or whatever. That sometimes I get carried away with it, and I don't pay attention to the tasks that I have that I need to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, like because I'm like being a lifeguard. You're up on the stand for 30 minutes, and then you get down for 30 minutes for like a break or whatever.
You switch out with another. We switch out.
Yeah, switch with another. It's called like rotation. We call rotation, and you switch out and whatnot. And depending on like how many people are in the pool or how many guards there are, there may be multiple guards up. There may not be, but like whenever I get down, I clean maybe like a little bit, but then I go like straight to my computer and just like do whatever I feel like I need to be doing, you know. And like I thought about that like before he even told me that, like I felt like, you know, I hope people don't feel like I'm not doing anything, but knowing, like being aware that I'm not really doing anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I realize that like I can't be talking all this stuff about like working hard and shit when I can't even keep up with my work duties, you know?
Yeah.
Because like work is also important. Like a lot of people don't realize that like a lot of these regular jobs, like fucking flipping burgers at Burger King or fucking cleaning a toilet as a custodian at some jobs, like those things, they don't have to be like really boring things. You can see them as ways to learn how to build good work ethic, be a good worker, and like how to work, be a hard worker, just how to be a hard worker and work for what you want.
Yeah.
Even if it's not something you like, you have to work hard for what you want. And that's something that was in my mind when I'd be sitting there, you know, like doing what I need to do. Is like, oh, but I'm working towards my projects. But I didn't take into account how somebody else might have felt at my job, and me not like giving enough to help, you know.
Yeah. I understand.
And I felt bad. Like at first I was like, man, like nah, am I really not doing anything? But at the same time, I'm like, nah, I have to take accountability into what I've been doing, and have to realize that just because I have like the head guard status or whatever, doesn't mean that I can get away with not doing the job.
Yeah.
I know it's like, it sounds silly at first, but like it's like when you take it, when you really dig deep into it, it's like that stuff can really like affect your work ethic and just like how you are as a person in the long term. It sounds silly, but it can really do like.
It honestly kind of like an example, basically, of exactly what you're talking about. Our dads, they're kind of similar, where they make us do a lot of labor-intensive work at home or somewhere else. But growing up, I'd be like, why the hell do I have to do this shit? Like, push this car somewhere, like, shit like that. Like, do this, rake the leaves and do all this shit. Like, why the fuck am I doing this shit? Like, I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
But then I'm just like, when I started growing up, I think I was like, 16, 17, or both, I was just like, yo, that shit that my dad,
Your dog.
my dog,
Your dog talking
hey
about
dog,
leaves.
what's up dog, I didn't have a nice day dog, what's up dog, that my dad taught me, it's just like, damn, like, it created such a base for my work ethic. Like, yes, I didn't like doing that type of stuff, but it created like a strong platform for me to have a strong work ethic.
Yeah.
So much that, I haven't been at, my regular Durham job, and, people have been texting me, hey, when you coming back? Can you cover for me? Can you work for me?
Yeah.
Because this is like, I try to work hard, but honestly, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to get into that just to not get too much off topic. But it's true, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's like, it creates a platform for, having a strong work ethic. Just like in the movie, I know it's just a movie, but it's honestly true as fuck. And it's related to what we were talking about. I think it's Karate Kid, the first movie, where the Asian man, the old Asian man, made the white dude do a bunch of like random tasks like paint the
Yeah,
fence,
yeah.
like mop. But in reality, like the kid thought it was just useless shit. But truly, the task that he was doing actually was creating the base that he would need to become a better fighter. Discipline. So it literally, you know, the hard things. The hard things actually make you better. They teach you things. Is what I'm trying to say. Kind of like when you're like, you know, in the gym repping, you're on that last rep, you don't think you can get it in, but it's just like, but you still get it in, and then you're like, fuck, I hated that feeling. You hate that feeling, but it's like you're getting stronger. Like you're creating. You didn't like it, and it did feel good. Well, it feels good to some people, but it feels good afterwards. But it's you're getting stronger. You're growing as a person. You know, it's like you're getting through it. You're learning how to get through the shitty parts of life, and working it out. So that's totally it, bro. That is totally.
I was gonna add on to what I was saying because, like, with that whole like, I'm just call it laziness. That's what it was. It was just laziness of myself at work.
Okay.
It kind of like bled into like, I guess no, that laziness came from just stress from the stuff that I'm doing. You know,
Just from working at the pool or from your projects?
everything, just everything.
Okay.
And just life stuff as well that I'm not gonna talk about.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Crazy thing, bro. I'm on the same boat. Literally.
Yeah.
I'm on the fucking same boat. Literally, bro. It's like.
But it's like.
I agree.
It bled into my projects and stuff, and just you know stress from like from social media and just you know all this stuff.
Yeah.
Just kind of collided and like it's gradually just led me to like not really putting in as much work and stuff like that.
I mean, it was a product of it.
Yeah. It's a product of it.
It was a product of it.
And I don't want to let that like make me quit from anything that I do because I really do enjoy doing the podcast, you know, putting stuff on like t-shirts and taking photos and stuff.
Content.
Like I love that stuff. It brings a smile to my face when I do it.
Same here.
So like I don't see a reason why I would want to ever stop. I just don't know. I think it's just the stress, you know. It's just because it feels like I just have a lot on my plate or something.
Yeah.
I just need to figure out how to balance it.
Yeah,
That's all.
for sure. Yeah, no. I mean, it's all about life. Is all about creating balance, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. I totally. Yeah, we talked about it fast. Yeah.
So would you rather be was it hard worker or like
a jack of all trades?
No. That was a solo. You had asked them, would you rather be the most hardworking person?
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. So I forgot what it was. But
Yeah, something like that. I mean, go watch it.
Go watch it, beat it.
Yeah. But nah, I mean, yeah. I mean, how's it? It's just all a balance.
No, actually, that kind of plays into this next topic. Terrible segue, but
Yeah, but it's fine.
The second to last bullet point.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, tell me about this shit. Preach, my boy. Preach.
Overcoming creative block. Bro.
That shit.
I feel like that's half of it. Just half of like what I'm feeling, you know, just feeling
Elaborate
stuck.
on that. Elaborate.
Feeling stuck and like not really knowing what to do next with like your brand or your photos or the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just like kind of half winging it, but like not really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I feel like just being able to overcome that is just super important in whatever that you do because like creative block can really just like destroy you if you don't fix it quick.
That's for everyone. That's for anybody that that creates content. That goes from poets to music creators to producers to storytellers to authors. Everyone that content creates. it, you know, having, what is it called again?
Creative block.
Having a creative block can kind of dictate your you know, your products, you know, your end product, the stuff you're creating. And sometimes a factor that goes into that, bro, is because you're letting something else dictate your life, or dictate what, you know, how good you're getting at something.
Yeah.
Kind of like an example, bro, is like music artists, you know, some like, hey, they get that one hit song, or they get a couple hit songs. That's strike number one, and then they kind of, you know, they think they're on the fucking in the sky forever, and they just kind of mess up with like spending too much energy into like females, drinking, drugs, and all that shit. And at the end, it's like, fuck, like that was their way out of creating good content, which is fucking crazy.
That's it.
It's
Like,
crazy.
just to be creative block, you just gotta stay active in what you do.
Yeah.
But like, that's the thing too. Like, I was like trying too hard. Like, I don't know what it was.
Trying too hard, putting too much pressure on yourself.
Maybe, I don't know.
Instead of letting it flow
Just
freely
letting
from
it
you,
flow.
you kind of try to force it out.
Yeah, maybe
This
that's
is not good. You can't ever force it. When it comes to content and stuff, I mean, it's okay to sit down and think and brainstorm. That's totally fine. But you also have to let yourself, you know, create. Let it come to you freely, without pressure,
Yeah.
without, you know, without too much pressure, and just let it, you know,
Just
come
let it
out
flow.
of you. Let it flow. You
Yeah,
know.
I feel like I'm having like
Yeah.
a therapy session right here.
I don't know about that, but I mean, I can tell you that, you know, I like talking with people. I like. One fact about me, man, is that I like. That's why I feel like one day I'm going to become a storyteller or something.
I
But
want to write a book.
I don't know about that, man. As you,
I'm not
as,
too good
as you
with
can
that.
tell, I'm not the best English person. Yes, I kind of, you know, I mean, I passed my my AP English classes
Why did
in
you
high
finish?
school. That. I don't know about that.
Oh my god.
I can tell you that, like, I love knowing the stories behind everything and everyone. Honestly, that's honestly the truth. Like, when I see an old man, this is mad weird, but it's the honest truth about me. When I see an old man, I'm just like, there's so many untold stories.
Where did this guy come from?
Nah, I don't, yeah, that, but I'm like, not even in that way, you know, it's just kind of like, there's so many stories, so many uncovered stories that this human in front of me has, and I want to know everything, but I'm like, I mean, of course I can't do it, but I like to cherish, like, small conversations that I have with, like, random people, because at the end of the day, it's just honestly so soothing and kind of like pleasing to know somebody else's story.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you see them, you know, you see them physically, but you don't know what they've, you know, been through or how crazy their life been. You know, kind of like this old man came in one day and
At your job?
yeah, my job. He was like, you know, having a normal conversation. He was an elder. He's like, yeah, I lived in Fiji for like 12 years trying to teach, you know, yeah, I think it was Fiji, but it was like an island in the Pacific Ocean. He was like, yeah, I was just teaching English. And I didn't really care about the money. I barely got paid, but the experience is what kept me, you know, kept me there on the island. And I'm just like, damn, that is crazy. And he told me all about it. And it's just like, it was an interesting story. It was an awesome story.
Yeah.
You know,
That's cool.
there's a story behind everyone, and that's what I like knowing. I like uncovering stories, you know. But yeah, and storytelling as well. So, yeah. But we're gonna start wrapping it up. So Hector, what can we leave the Pioneer Nation today? What should we leave them?
How do you overcome creative block?
He's gonna leave that. I'm just gonna leave a quote. There's a story behind every human being. That's all.
How about that? Like, I leave a question and then you leave a quote.
That's fine. Then we can alternate.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, within other episodes. That's cool. Okay. Repeat it again, and then I'll say mine as well.
How do you guys, Pioneer Nation, overcome creative block? And if you're in one right now, how
What are you doing to
What are you
get out of
doing
it?
to-
Yeah. Me is a story behind every human being. There's a story behind every human being that you meet. But thank you guys once again, for tuning in to Bull City Pioneers. Please leave feedback, comments, concerns, anything, thoughts on our YouTube video, Instagram, everything. We're on every streaming platform, including, I'm not going to say anything about that yet, but we're on every streaming platform, every big streaming platform. You can find us at Bull City Pioneers. How I said, thank you guys for tuning in once again to the Bull City Pioneers. How I said, please comments, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
your name is?
My name is Lee.
My name is Hector.
And we'll see you next time. There you go.
Peace. You got it.